If you like our video, click the button to subscribe to our channel and get easy access to new content. To see our full suite of ad-free video courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides, visit us at www.teachucomp.com. Before you process Camera Raw photos using the Camera Raw dialog box in Photoshop, ensure you select the desired process version. A process version in the Camera Raw dialog box in Photoshop determines how Photoshop translates your Camera Raw file format. To select a Camera Raw process version in Photoshop, click the Edit button in the toolbar at the right side of the Camera Raw dialog box. Then click the Calibration tab in the Edit panel to the left of the toolbar to expand it if needed. The current process version for the selected Camera Raw file appears in the Process dropdown. It defaults to using the most recent version. A process version is a method of translating the Camera Raw data so you can access the tools and settings available for that process version of Camera Raw in this dialog box. The most current process version contains the most tools and settings available. However, if you had previously opened the current Camera Raw image in a previous version of Photoshop, you may see an older process version appear. To select which process version to apply to the current Camera Raw image, click the Process dropdown and select a choice. Using the most current process version lets you have the most improved and current tools and process settings available. However, you can also select an older version if needed for your workflow or for consistency between the process settings applied to your Camera Raw files. After selecting the desired Camera Raw process version, you can then make any adjustments to its overall color rendering if needed using the sliders that appear below the process dropdown on the Calibration tab in the Edit panel. Most camera models interpret color in photos in minutely different ways from one another, which can change the overall color that appears in the Camera Raw photo. The settings on the Calibration tab in the Edit panel in the Camera Raw dialog box in Photoshop let you tweak these overall color settings to correct any color variations if needed. While these settings are not intended as the main tools to correct color in individual images, they can help to correct color issues that may appear consistently when using a specific camera model if you notice that occurring, which is why these settings appear on the Calibration tab. Alternatively, you can use these same sliders to enhance the colors in photos for artistic effect. To adjust the color tint of the blacks in the Camera Raw photo, use the Tint slider for the shadow setting or enter a value into its adjacent field. This adjusts the green or magenta color of all blacks in the image. Since most colors use some black, this large-scale adjustment appears most everywhere in the photo, but is especially visible in the darker areas in the image. The red primary, green primary, and blue primary settings let you adjust the hue and saturation of the primary red, green, and blue colors in the photo. Since all color is created using RGB values, though, changing these colors affects all image color, emphasizing the specific color you are adjusting. To change the hue of any of these color settings, use its hue slider or enter a value into its adjacent field. To change the color intensity of any of these color settings, use its saturation slider. Remember to click the subscribe button to see more of our videos. See our full suite of courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides at www.teachucomp.com.